So I've been meaning to do this video for a very long time, but I finally got my equipment and finally randomly have time, so I'm ready. Are you? Anyway, sorry about the shaky camera. So dieting, yes. See, I don't feel about dieting as strong as I did before, only because I've done a lot of research since I first came up with the idea about, dieting and why I'm against it. So, reason number one, no, one of why dieting is a waste of your time. So, number one, dieting is a temporary solution for what is usually an ingrained, normally permanent problem. And when I say permanent, I don't mean, yeah, you're going to be like this forever. Nothing's going to change no matter what you do. Because I know a lot of people have that opinion, but it's not actually true. Like, there's actually stuff you can do. But anyway, yeah, when I say permanent, I mean like it's something that you've been doing for a long time, that it's habit. So the thing about habits, and let me talk about the brain because it's kind of linked with habits. So the way the brain works is, if you want to learn something, say I didn't know that this was a camera, let's say. In fact, no, because that's okay. Say I didn't know how to speak English, for instance. So in the process of learning English, I'd have to keep repeating and going over and strengthening my knowledge of certain words and terminologies, especially the ones I find hard. And the ones that I don't usually go over, those are the ones that I would find really hard, like harder than all the other words. And that's because sometimes with harder stuff, we because they're hard, we think, oh, this is too hard, I don't want to focus on it. So we'll see it and then we'll do the task a little bit and we're like, oh yeah, it's a bit hard, let me just go on to the easy stuff, the stuff that I'm used to, the stuff that I can, I can work with. But with the hard stuff, we're like, I can't work with that. But your brain is like, you need to keep working at it, otherwise nothing's gonna change. Like, that's the thing, if you do nothing, nothing is gonna change. If you do nothing, expect nothing. Come on. Oh, so, yeah. No! Sorry for the sound effects, guys. Okay, I'm just gonna hold the stick. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so that's number one. It's a temporary solution for what is usually an ingrained problem. Like, there's usually something really behind that is the reason why, you know, it's not working. So, the way dieting works is that usually people will go on a certain regime for a certain amount of time and then they'll expect to see results. But some people, they'll usually go on the diet and then sometimes nothing happens or not a lot happens. So they go, you know what, this is a waste. Let me just keep going back to the stuff that I love, stuff that I like, because I don't like this diet thing. It's just some extreme thing that I'm doing for a while, a short time, just so that I can, be better for the short time. But usually after, it goes back to how it was before. So what was the point? So that's number one. Now, number two is kind of following on from number one, reasons why dieting doesn't work. Okay, say I had a house and, sorry, I keep flicking my hair, it's a habit. Anyway, yeah, a habit. See, I've done it a lot, so habit, get it? Anyway, so say I had a house, that's another habit because I'm usually pushing up my glasses. Anyway, so, okay, sorry. Yeah, say I had a house and is that extreme? Okay, let's go with the extreme one. So I have a house and it has no roof whatsoever, and it's raining like it is today. Yeah, that's, what day is it today? 27th of April. So yeah, no, the house, no roof, and it's raining. And what you decide to do is put, what can I think? Put I don't know. Okay, you see, put a blanket on top of the roof, like a blanket. You know those old blankets that used to be like knitted? Yeah, that kind of blanket. You put that on the roof. That's literally what you're doing with dieting, because you're putting a tiny like useless action, yeah, onto something that's obviously a bigger problem. And the thing with your health and your weight and your well-being, it's not something that can be solved over some let me know. It's not something that can be solved with like some temporary solution like dieting, because usually people don't go, right, I'm gonna not eat fat, not eat sugar um for the rest of my life. Like, how many people actually do that? Very few people. And the thing about that is, that's another thing. Number 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 three. How can I forget? Okay, number three. So number three is that a lot of the time dieting doesn't work because you don't have self-control and you haven't practiced it. The thing is, a lot of us want to paint ourselves as the most amazing people ever. We have control over everything, but we really don't. Like, self-control is actually a very hard thing to practice, and that's another thing that comes with the kind of habit idea, because once you keep practicing that self-control, and the thing about that is it's really really hard, and most people, because it's really really hard, it's like, forget it, that's not for me. And there's a lot of misconceptions about dieting, which I will come to after. But yeah, what was I saying? So I'm gonna skip a bit. So the thing about self-control is it's really hard to practice, and that's why dieting doesn't work. Because if you haven't practiced that self-control, and that's what takes a long time, the short amount of time of diet is not going to make a big change. That's the thing. It's not, it's a waste, okay? It's a waste. Now, the thing with diet is always part of a bigger picture. So you can't go, right, I'm just gonna diet, but I'm gonna stay at home, not do anything. I'm never gonna leave my house ever again. In fact, bring me them homeschool lessons, bring me that. In fact, send my healthy food to me, but I'm not lifting a finger. You can't do that because it's not going to work. That's the thing with dieting, and people think, oh, it's just two things. You only need diet and exercise. And do you know what? When they say that, they don't actually realize the significance of diet and exercise. So when they start going with the diet and exercise regime, it's not really something that will accomplish results, if you see what I mean. And honestly, I've seen a lot of people go on diets and temporary things, and I think, yes, interesting. And the thing is, what they're doing is good, but it's it's not effective. That's the one I'm looking for. It's not effective because it's a waste of your time, it's a waste of energy, and at the end of the day, you just lose all the work, the hard work that you just put in. Now, another thing with dieting is that people normally go straight to the hardcore stuff. Like, straight away they're like, right, I'm not having any sugar whatsoever in the next 3-4 weeks, and if I have sugar, well, I've broken my diet, whatever. And and that that kind of approach is the reason why the self-control is not, it's not ingrained, because you're going hardcore in something that you've never done before. That usually is not, it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't. I mean, at the end of a dieting time, you do lose weight, but are you really healthier? Oh, that is the next point. Number four. Number four is that a lot of the time with dieting, you're actually starving yourself. Like some of you are starving yourself, literally starving yourself. But you're like, oh, I'm gonna go on a diet, I'm gonna get healthy. But you're not healthy, you're malnourished. So like, it doesn't make sense because you need all these components of a diet, which I will come back to in the next video because I'm running out of time. Like no one's gonna watch a 15-minute video. But yeah, please watch, like, and subscribe. But I'm not done. So yeah, as I was saying, you're malnourished. Now 1 second, because I'm gonna get my GCSE biology book to show you what the government are actually trying to teach us, but you just jumped over that little fact. Like malnourishment and health and diet and exercise is really, really important. But coming back to that, so 1 sec. Yeah. Okay, so I had to get my glasses for this bit. So here's what the book says. Anyway, this is very old and quite used a lot from GCSE. Yeah. Anyway, so the components of a balanced diet is carbohydrates, fats, protein, fiber, and then vitamins and minerals and water and stuff. Now, the thing that most people don't realize is that we need these, and we don't just need them just in general. We need all of them. So we need carbs, we need fats, we need protein, we need fiber, we need vitamins and minerals. So when they say cut this out of your diet, don't have any of it, that's a problem. Because although it can be good for some people, what you're doing effectively is malnourishing them. You're starving them. Okay, not starving. Starving means you have no food. But come on. So you're malnourishing yourself to lose weight. So basically, you're depriving your body of the energy that it needs so that you can lose weight. And usually that's actually how weight loss works. You take in less energy than you burn, more energy than you take in. So you'll be taking in less, as in having less carbs or fats or protein or fiber or whatever, having less of that, and then doing a little bit of exercise on the side. And another thing with that, dieting usually comes with hardcore gym people. Like, they're like, oh, I'm gonna start going gym now, lose weight. Honey, it only works for some people, because not everyone, the gym, okay, let me talk about this now. The gym is not for everyone, okay? It's not for, I know it's not for me, right? I don't like the gym. I mean, I like playing with the equipment and stuff, but like, I like playing with it, okay? I don't like the gym. And plus, okay, I shouldn't say this because I'm meant to be advising and being helpful. So yeah, back to what's the next bit that I'm saying? So obviously everyone needs different amounts of energy, but think about this. As long as you're having the carbs, the fats, the protein, the fiber, vitamins and minerals in the right amounts, may I remind you, in the right proportions, then we can start to see that your diet is on point. But then what about the rest of your life? Because if your diet's on point but then you're doing nothing, it's a waste. Because the thing with dieting, you're actually putting energy into that, because you have to organize, you have to plan everything, you have to make sure this is available for me, this is available for me, so I don't turn to all the bad stuff. And that's usually one of the reasons why dieting doesn't work, because as soon as we're done we jump back on that train of unhealthy eating, and you're just saying that you're an animal. Like, you're not animals. You can practice self-control. The thing with dieting is it doesn't, oh sorry, it doesn't work unless you actually learn to practice self-control. And that's what a lot of, or should I say, most people don't have. Okay, I know in myself that there's some parts in my life where like I just don't really have that much self-control. Like I know I don't. But at least first of all, I'm admitting that, number one. Okay, because a lot of people are admitting that there's problems in their life, but they're not doing anything about it. The question that I want to ask you as I finish, because it's been going on for a long time, the question I want to ask you is, what are you doing about this? Because this diet thing is not working. A lot of people are like, oh, I went on this diet and I went on this diet and it didn't work. It was temporary, so how exactly was it going to work? So yeah, in my next video I'll address this properly. But the one thing I want to say is that obviously be careful. Those of you who are dieting, I'm not saying don't diet, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not effective for what you're actually, if you're trying to achieve some little temporary little thing and then being angry with yourself after because all that weight has come back on, then you know, dieting's for you. But if you're actually trying to achieve something better, if you're actually trying that, then please watch my next few videos, because there's many aspects of health and well-being that are really important to you actually losing weight and being healthy. Because first of all, a lot of another reason, that's number 5, is that dieting doesn't work is the reason that you're doing it. A lot of people are doing it because they feel like they need a certain body image or whatever. They need to look a certain way to. That's not it. Do it to be healthy, because if you don't have time to actually put effort into being healthy, then you best be making time to be sick, because you're gonna be sick. You're gonna be really sick. So with dieting, make sure that you're not starving yourself, okay? Please. Some of you are going on starvation. No, okay, I'm sorry, but you're going on starvation for a couple weeks. Like, this is not good. It can lead to so many deficiency diseases. For example, in fact, I don't even need to. You know, you can search that up for yourself. I don't need to waste my time. But yeah, obviously, yeah, I'll get onto that in the next video. Sorry, I just saw something that I'm like, This stick is unlikely to be used the next time because it's really annoying me. Anyway, so as I close, I just want to leave you with the most important parts about health. If you want to have health, you need to have regular amounts of good exercise, effective exercise, number 1. Number 2, you need to have patterned rest, okay? That is very important. Number 3, the times that you eat, okay? Number 4, what was, I said Number 4 is the actual food that you eat and the proportions that you eat it in. Number 5, is there a number 5? I don't know. If there's a number 5, I'll come back to it next video. But yeah, signing off for bye.